How's it going, everyone? We have another video here in the Crypto Dojo from Mouth with Mouth's charts. Once again, we're looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum and using our double estimated moving averages to track the reversal move on the daily charts. So here on Bitcoin, when we saw a high of around $69,000, we're now hitting this flat area similar to this, without this one doesn't have the crosses that we're tracking down here. We're getting closer to price on the 200 and crossing over it, and that in turn gives us golden crosses happening on the daily as well. And so every time we get one of these moving average crosses, we do see a lot of volatility. So once we had a cross here, we've had a jump up and a change in sentiment. We're now testing this moving average here, which is our 50 DEMA double estimated moving average. We can tune this moving average into about a 35 on the daily and see it's using it as a support. So what I would expect, since we are having one of the most powerful crosses happen, we need to come down to grab the moving average here, the 100 DEMA, to cross the 200. Now this is happening in multiple areas. We can come and look at Ethereum as well and see the same thing about to happen with a 100-200 cross right here on the double estimated moving averages. I'll go ahead and adjust these as well to a 35, and let's see, actually it's already there, so we're staying very tight and supporting this moving average going up on a daily. I can move to a 12-hour time frame, and it's even more apparent that the crossover, the golden crosses are happening, and we're continuing this trend where we have red, yellow, green. We are even crossing over a 500 moving average, which is a very strong move. We can see here whenever we cross a 500, which is this purple line, it's a very, usually it's a change in sentiment, and sometimes we can play with it and flirt with it, but whenever we're flat like this, it has a change in sentiment. So we're going to be coming down and testing these moving averages. So right now we're seeing these double top type formations forming, testing these moving averages as a support. This is only on the 12-hour as well. We can get more resolution by zooming into the 8-hour and see that it needs to cool off. Looking at momentum indicators, we have very high RSI levels. We're still in about a 60 range. We could bounce up off of this moving average and stay bullish for a little bit. We could honestly just barely come down and test, say, like since this is a 100, this would be more like a 75 moving average, and then bouncing up to the upside to fully fill up the momentum to finally crash down and test lower moving averages, and that would allow it to then come down and fully cross these 200, 100 moving average crosses. So that's our basically weekly update for Ethereum and Bitcoin. We can see the sentiment here just by drawing a few trend lines on our stretched out RSI, which is set to a 20 length and a 100 moving average, and see that we do have a trend going to the upside, and it can continue. We're inside of a parallel channel. We're seeing resistance right in the middle of it, and that's where we could bounce in this range, and we could easily come down and test this 50 moving average, which is 1450. If we were to use a 50% point of that, it would be 1550, and if we were to look at Bitcoin and get the same type of numbers, we would expect to come down and test more of like a 20,000 or a 20,100 level. So I would expect it to at least come down and try and kiss an area around this 50% mark of this engulfing candle, which is a 20,500, and then bouncing up from there. continuing to cross this moving average here. So that's our weekly update for the dojo. Mouth charts out.